Okay, welcome back one and all. Got a new fretboard blank. Nice piece of Zebrano from Crater Guitar Supplies. Some nice figuring on that. So I've drawn a centre line, slightly off centre. There is a little crack on the edge there that I'm going to avoid just by adjusting the centre. So I will get this stuck onto my crimson fret marker and we'll get the frets cut. So there we have it. Nicely evenly cut fret slots. Probably need to go over it again with the depth gauge once I start radiusing, but yeah. Okay, that's not bad for one evening. The fretboard slotted and fitted and glued on. I'll leave it overnight and we'll come back tomorrow and see how it looks. Nicely glued on all around and ready for trimming. The last time when we routed the body of the guitar, had to do it in several stages because I didn't have a router table. Well, I've made a router table. So what I've got is underneath here is a Black & Decker Workmate. This is just an old cabinet door with a router mounted below. This is my power switch, my off and on switch, and I'll give it a go. I have to be fairly quick because it's hell of a noisy, and this wooden shed just amplifies everything, so don't want to be pissing the neighbours off for too long. So I'll get my ear defenders on, the safety glasses on, and I'll get cracking. Well, that's not working too well. With the vibration, the router is sinking back down the table, so you can see the cuts getting shallower and shallower, and I'm starting to lose the bearing off the edge of my template, so I'll have to abandon that idea and go back to plan A. That wasn't the most sensible idea I've ever had. Just for the noise and the vibration, the fact that it was a 1/4 inch cutter, so the cutter was probably sticking through further than it should have been, but the vibration caused the router to start dropping through the table. I lost the bearing off the edge of the template. Now luckily it hasn't been, I noticed it in time, so it hasn't caused too much damage. My template is marked a little bit in places, but yeah, not clever, not smart. So yeah, sometimes better just to use the proper equipment for the job rather than trying to make lash ups and do your own. So what I'll do is I'll just go back, I'll fix this to the table, and I'll just use my hand router and do it that way. May take longer, but safer in the long run. Well, once again, made that a bit more difficult than it needed to be. I think I might look into getting a table router, but I don't really have the space, so it would need to be a fold away one. So if anybody knows any decent small fold away table routers, hit me up and let me know. I'll have a look at them. Until then, I'm just going to stick with a hand router. Save me an awful lot of messing about and time. We eventually got down to size, and the template lives to fight another day, so we got there in the end. So yeah, we're now down to a size where I can start looking at carving and maybe putting the frets in first, but I'll go and have a think about that. Hi there. It's been a couple of weeks since I've progressed with the guitar build, but I have been busy on other things. You can see behind me I've got my new or second-hand Triton router table and router. I've got the vacuum cleaner underneath it and all piped into my bandsaw, my sander and everything. So I've been busy, but not made any progress with the guitar build. So I'm going to get started on that today and radius the fretboard. Okay, so that's it radiused to 240 grit. I'll maybe leave it like that until I get the fret markers fitted, and then I'll file them down, smooth it and go up the grits again until I get a nice smooth finish. So here I have my homemade fret wire radius gauge, radiuser. It's set up to radius 10 inch. I've got my fretboard sanded to a 12 inch radius. So I'm going to set this is set it to do 10 inch. I've got 5 meters here of jumbo fret wire, and I'm just going to do the whole lot and do it in a winner. Just feed it in and basically just push it through. And there we have it, just like that. It's time to get the fret markers fitted now. I've got some left over from a previous build. You can see those. It's basically a brass tube, 6mm diameter brass tube with a rosewood, 5mm rosewood knitting needle pressed into the end of the tube. Used it on my last build. I'm going to do exactly the same this time with the extras I made there. So I'm going to lay my fret markers out, same as I've done in my last 2 previous builds, not on the centre line but off centre, and have a double for the 12th fret, so on. So I'll get that marked out and then we'll get them drilled. So I've already drawn a line in. Now that should allow the fret marker to line up with in between the string spacing. Hopefully the geometry works out. I've put a bit of tape on just for ease of marking, so I can use a 0.5mm pencil to mark the frets. So I'm just drawing the line, found the centre between the frets, and we'll just go down and do the rest of them as we go. Okay, so we'll just leave that to set. Rather a lot of glue on it. Looks like here we've gone too thin and we've sanded through the brass tube. So unfortunately I'm going to have to drill this one out very carefully and see if I can get another one in there. Okay, well that's it. Markers in. Apart from that little hiccup, it seems to have gone reasonably well. Looks good. Looks really good. And it's now sanded to 320. So I think my next task is going to be to recut the frets to the right depth, and then I'll finish sanding the fretboard. I'll maybe take it up a couple of grades, a good few grades yet, and get a nice polished finish on it, and then we'll get the frets fitted. Right, so off camera I've recut the fret slots to depth. I'm now going to go up through the grades and polish the fretboard. I'm at 600 now, and I'll just do a few passes of each and get it polished up. Okay, so that's just going up the grades all the way up to 5,000, and you can see that the last few grades there was very little removed, it was more polishing. That's got a beautiful shine on it there already. Can't wait to see this under oil, it's going to look amazing I think. So yeah, now we'll get the frets in. I need to apologise for the background sound effects. That's just a symptom of the brilliant Scottish summer weather. Hope it's not too distracting, but Okay, we're warm and dry in here. That's all that counts. Okay, so I'm going to leave the fretwork at that just now. I've got a bit of work to do on the headstock still. I've got to make a cap for it. I was going to do a kind of an inset part that I might use the smoked chestnut veneer for, and then put a cap on there. So I've got that to work on. I've also still got to shape the neck. Still weighing up options for that, but I'd like to go back onto the body now and maybe get some of the routing done on the body for the next socket, just so I can, when I do come to do my carve, I've got something to work to. So yeah, a good place to call a halt for this video. Thanks for watching. If you've liked, please like and subscribe, and yeah, follow me through the rest of the build. Thanks for watching. Bye.